It has been like a year, more I think, since I last filmed a tattoo tour. I think I filmed another one and then it was just like 2 updates, but now there's like 10, so you know, it's time for another one. As you can tell, I've got a lot more than I did. And I'm also going to talk about like prices, pain, all of that, because I think that's really important in like factoring everything. You know, I see so many people like getting rid of tattoos and it's stupid as fuck, because it's like you should have thought shit through. So you can watch my other video, my first tattoo tour, if you want. I am gonna go through all the ones that I have anyway, so you don't need to. But the first, you know, few tattoos that I went through are gonna look fresher in that one. And what I will say as well is like they're in awkward places in all of them, so you know. Okay, so I have, let's count how many I have because I've lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I have another one here? Yes, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Do I have another one here? That's the one I was thinking about. 20. I think I have 20. Some are tiny and some are big, so you know, but I count them all. I'm into patchwork art, so there's kind of like a mix of sizes and styles, and a lot of my first ones were very simple because I was just getting into it and I wanted to make sure like I was really fucking with it, which I ended up fucking with it, hence all my new fucking tattoos. So that, for reference, is like the style I'm going for. I want both my arms covered, and then like the rest of me is just kind of like there basically. I don't want to cover it all. I just, if I want a tattoo, I'll get a tattoo. But yeah, the goal is arms covered. It doesn't look like they are, but they are. Mostly up here, because that's where I started. So the first one that I got was my infamous To Speak or To Die tattoo. I think I was like 19 when I got that. I'm 23 this year. Ew, that's so gross. Anyways, this was, I'm gonna give backstory to every tattoo. This was written to me by Timothy Chalamet. If you're new here, I've met him 4 times. He knows who I am. It's awful. I feel like a stalker when I say that. But I asked him to write it for me so I could get it tattooed. So he did write it for me. It's really hard to show though because it's so, I got it in such an awkward position. God, can you see? Yeah, so that one there. To Speak or To Die. And then whilst we're here, I'll also show you my wings. So, oof. So yeah, To Speak or To Die, that was such an important one for me, and it really did get the ball rolling. I can't remember how much it was, but my story with tattoo artists is quite an interesting one, to say the least, because hello, another one. Because my first artist, I was really loyal to her, and she was local, so it was super easy to get to. She would do deals for me because I was like, again, when you're a loyal customer with a tattoo artist, most of the time that just benefits you both. Like they'll give you deals and things like that. So I was super loyal to her, and then eventually as time went on, prior to even like moving out of the space that she was originally in, because obviously when you move spaces, rent changes and things like that, her prices just kept going up, and I was like, this, as a kid, like, not a kid, I was a teenager, you know, I was 19, but it was like, I can't afford this, basically. Then it got to a point where, and you'll see what I mean, I'll explain the prices, how they went on. I think my back was like, to speak or to die, must have been like £100 minimum, maybe 150, for simple words, not the butterfly wings, words, lines. So that already was a lot, but anyways, it was from 90 to 150, something like that. It wasn't over that. But realistically, like, if you look at the prices in London, especially that's where I live, the prices do range that much. And a lot of my friends who get tattoos, who have tattoos, travel out of London because it will be like 50 quid cheaper, saying that your travel is probably about 50 quid. So, you know, is it cheaper? But anyways, it's because the rent is so high. They also have to pay commission if they work underneath an organization. So like if it's a parlor and then they hire several artists, they have to pay the parlor, and the parlor have to pay rent, etc. So it's kind of like split commission. So it makes sense, okay? I went into it knowing that that's how that works. So I had that knowledge. I knew it was an expensive hobby to uptake. So then we'll get into it as it goes. So that was my first one. I'm not gonna lie, I can't really remember the exact order of most of them. I know that I got my neck tattoo. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this. It's literally just the stay alive, comma, colon. Wow, it's light and dark, very weird here. I know I got that pretty early on as well. Oh, and this one. This, still one of my absolute fucking favorites. This says to, it's the, let me just fucking read it. It's the script, in script format. So at the time I was also studying, I was a film grad. Well, I was studying to be a film grad, and now I'm a film grad. It says Perlman. But to make yourself feel nothing so as not to feel anything, what a waste. And you know, this is 3-4 years old and it hasn't bled like into each other, and I was worried that was gonna happen because it's quite dainty, but that was my choice. And I was scared to get it bigger, but I think actually it's the perfect size. So another Call Me By Your Name tattoo. So I got that one and the one on my neck together. Pretty sure she did a deal where it was like that one and that one together, you know, for one price basically, which, you know, makes sense because the one on my neck is tiny. Literally, she was doing it and I was like, when are you gonna start? And she's like, I finished. So back of the neck, no pain, 0, which is dangerous because that will make me get loads on the back of my neck. This one was okay, this one was fine. The one on my back, the first one I got, was also fine. I think because they're so simple and they're short lines, you know, there's not a lot of detail. But also they are good placements, like, you know, it's quite tough, it's not too soft there. Then, I'm trying to think, oh, then I got this one. So this one, oh, I actually have 21, I missed one. I remembered it. This one is a sword. I'll get closer. A sword going through roses. That is linked to my first 2 books I ever wrote. And I love this tattoo so much. My friend Jay drew it for me. She's awesome. And those books aren't out yet, but I wanted to dedicate a tattoo to them because writing those books just changed my life entirely. So I love that one. That one was painful as fuck. And it's bad because I really want another one here, like going into it. Kind of thought about what I want there, but it's very painful. So then, what did I get next? I think I got this next. It's faded, it needs a touch up. It says FU, Fu, which is good luck in Chinese. And I got it on my middle finger so that it's like fuck you, but also good luck. I love this one. This was like my trial of like, okay, can I deal with hand tattoos? Very painful, even though it was fucking tiny. But I love the look of hand tattoos, and I kind of want to, you can see here as well, like I let it bleed into the hand because I was like, I really want it to kind of like blend with the sleeve. I love how like hand tattoos look, but it is very painful, and they do fade much quicker than everything else because you use your hands all the time. Then I got this one. So this was, getting this one was the beginning of the end. It was the beginning of the end, meaning my obsession was in full fucking force and there's no stopping me. Okay, this is all with the same artist, by the way, so you'll see when things change. This one, and I believe it was the fairy at the same time. Yeah, it was the fairy at the same time. So the fairy, Marcel the Shell, and this one were the last ones that I got with that artist. This, £70. £70 for a tattoo that she knows is gonna fade and is smaller than the tiny little dot on the top of my nipples. Okay, £70. A lot of them do that because it's like minimum £50 we have to pay rent. But it's like, if your minimum is 50, that should be fucking 50. But then you'll see how things change when you find a better artist. So anyway, that artist, that first artist, was really good at, I would give her something and she would just copy paste it, right? So they all, I'm so happy with how they came out. Like, I love this one. This is like, I think my favorite one that she did. My little fairy. I just love fairies. And then Marcel the Shell. If you're new here, Marcel the Shell is one of my favorite movies. It's my favorite movie next to Call Me by Your Name. I love Jenny Slate so much. She's an amazing author, actress, everything. So this is just my favorite. I love it. So anyway, at this point there also was a little bit of a situation with the artist where a lot of them do like deposits, totally, you know, all of them do that, I'm pretty sure. So, you know, that wasn't the problem. But then also a lot of them do it non-refundable. But then she had messed something up. Not a tattoo, she had messed something else up, and I was like, oh, I can't, that's not what I asked for, I can't do that, blah 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 blah. I had evidence of all of it. I had like screenshots. I sent it to her and I was like, look, this is what I said. And then she not only treated me like shit, but then wouldn't give me my money back, which is why I got loads of tattoos at once, because that was her way of basically saying sorry, but I still had to fucking pay, so it wasn't really. But yeah, after that I was like, okay, I need to find a new artist, because at that point, like, I have a thing about respect. You respect me, I respect you. I'm paying you for a fucking service. If you're not giving me that service exactly how you said you would, we have a problem. This was painful. This was okay. This was okay. Like I said, the closer you get to hands, the more painful it does get. So then I found my new artist, my current artist, Jada, who I love so much. He's so awesome. Again, local. It's important for me that it's local. I'm not in central London, so it should be cheaper than central London. And the way that he does pricing is perfect. So basically he is per hour instead of colour, you know, intricacy, detail, blah 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 blah. It's just per hour, so it's a lot simpler. I know how much I'm gonna pay up front, there's no complications, so it's just better. Also, there was one that I forgot that she also did. I think it was part of the bundle of like, sorry I fucked up, which was, is it here? Yeah, 2727. I was born on the 27th of the 7th of 2002, so 27 has always been one of my lucky numbers, and it's just kind of, well, it is my lucky number, 27, so it's just a very Mia number. So I always wanted an angel number, but I didn't want a basic angel number. I wanted something that actually fucking meant shit to me, so 2727. So yeah, that was part of the bundle at the end. So then I moved to Jada. So you'll see the difference in pricing, okay? He also does deposit, you know, I mean, he doesn't with me because I'm a regular, so he knows I'll pay him up front. But if you're new, you pay deposit, etc. So, you know, the rules were the same. Let's get that clear. So the first one I got with Jada, can't remember, was it? It wasn't that one. Oh, it was this one. This was... Oh my god, I'm forgetting I have so many. I have 22 tattoos. I also got this. This is of my cat Albie who died. Albie died in a car crash. That is like, wow, my ribs are visible. It's because I'm stretching. He died in a car crash, and that's a picture of him, my favourite picture of him, just outlined that she did for me, so I love that one too. Yeah, so this one, it's just like a locket with an M in it. I don't know if you can tell, but there's like shading and like just like a precision, even though it's such a small tattoo, that just didn't exist in my other tattoos, or maybe didn't even have the space to exist in my other tattoos. So the M was initially for another cat, but then the cat wasn't mine. So that's a long story. It was an ex's cat, but anyways, I now see it, I still love those cats, but I now see it as for me, for Mia. And you'll start to see like this reflection of like self-love in all my tattoos. So then I got that one, and then I got, I don't think this was this next? I think this was next. I'm pretty sure this was next. If you are a video game enthusiast, you will know where this is from. Life is Strange, aka my favorite game ever. The meaning, it's in the first, it's in the original game only, but the concept of this is like, so you can see there's like a dot here and then the X here, so it's the concept in the game is that you can go back in time and fix something and change the outcome of something, if you go to that dot, but past that dot, if you don't go there, you get to X, and that's when shit happens. So I wanted it as a reminder of like, you can always change things, even though you can't go back in time, but you can always change things. So I got that one after. Then we started to, I had none. Oh my god, I'm actually forgetting the order of these so bad. I had 2 ankle tattoos before I changed to Jada. I have really hairy legs. So I've got that one, which is a stack of books and a ladybird. Ankles do hurt, I will say that. And then, you can't really see it. It says Alebu, which is fox in Greek, which is what my papa calls me, my granddad. And the stack of books and the ladybird represent my 3rd and 4th book that I wrote. The book stack, the book that represents is the first book I published, so that is out. Grab yourself a copy if you want. So I touched my ankles, but I hadn't touched on my legs yet. So the first one we did was, this, like, there is no way of showing this like at all. There we go. It says, I'm a big kid with big plans. I made that one up. I made that one up. I don't know where this one came from. It was definitely an impulse. You can see all my hairy legs. It was definitely an impulse, but I really wanted to start feeling out like how a tattoo on my legs would feel. And I do love this one. The placement's awesome. It just healed lovely. And then I got this one. This little guy. This one was inspired by Patti Smith. She has the exact same tattoo in the exact same place. If you don't know, Patti Smith's book, Just Kids, is my favourite book in the whole world. Literally changed the trajectory of my life, so big up that one. I keep forgetting the order of things. There are so many I've forgotten, like, because I have a thigh one that I also got with my old artist. You're gonna see some underwear, so like don't freak out, okay? This is Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia is a very personal one, so I'm not gonna get into that, but part of that story is, if you've ever seen the movie Serendipity, which is again one of my favourite movies, she has freckles in the shape of Cassiopeia, and that's the beginning of that story. I'll end that there. But yeah, I got Cassiopeia on my thigh as well, but then I wanted some that showed, like when I wore skirts and stuff, so then I started there. So then I did the Patti Smith one. These ones didn't hurt that much. Thigh one didn't hurt that much. I think that was because, you know, these were quite basic, not very detailed. Then I got the I want to say I got the butterfly wings next. I think I got the butterfly wings next. Guess how much that was? I'm gonna let you guess. You'll see the difference. You ready? £50. 50. 70. I'm gonna remind you, 70. 70. Butterfly wings. Albeit it's not that detailed, but I didn't want it that detailed because it was my biggest one, so I was scared at the sheer size, so I needed to test size, and then if I wanted to, I'm gonna add detail. But still, £50. Anyway, so you can see now like the difference as well. And then after that one, we started to basically attack my arms and going full force on my sleeves. Started with this little baby. This is a fig. I'm Greek. My granddad has a fig tree, the one that calls me Alibu. It's always been something growing up of like, oh, the fig trees in Cyprus, and I just wanted like a bit of colour and also like a bit of Greek rap, and then also kind of like this arm had nothing but the words, and you rarely see that, so I was like, okay, we're gonna have a tiny one that starts near the hand and we're gonna build back up. So we started with that. And then we got into the most recent two. Literally, they're a couple days old. One of them has like healed perfect. The other one is not only the biggest tattoo I have, but also a fucking ink sac. And hurts like a fucking bitch. So this one This one is one of my favorite. I love these ones so much. My artist, like, I actually drew the face on this, so like this was inspired by something else and then I drew it the way that I wanted it. So I love this one so much. And then this one, I'm not showing you up close because I cannot tell you how crusty, dusty, itchy, scabby this one is. It's insane. I thought maybe I had an infection, and then I looked it up and it's very common, like for proper like ink rough tattoos, like heavy tattoos, to essentially crossed over like an actual scar or wound or scab, because I'm used to the itching, I'm used to the dry skin, I'm used to the peeling, but this one hurts like a fucking bitch. I can't even begin to tell you how bad this one hurt. There were moments where both of these were absolutely fine, but obviously the darker and like deeper and detailed it goes, the worse it gets. Want to know how much these were? Free. Why? Because my artist wanted me to do some copywriting for him for the business. So yeah, these would have been 150 to 200 pounds. So I'm gonna remind you how much the first tattoo I got was. For tiny little writing on my back. And I got these free, but even if I paid 150 to 200 pounds for both altogether. Are we doing the math here? Also, I made these press-ons, but anyways. So that's my tattoo journey. This one hurts like a fucking bitch. It really hurts like a bitch, I'm not even lying, it really fucking hurts like a bitch. I want to pick at it so bad. But yeah, I'm like, so now that these bad boys are here and it's unavoidable now, like it started, the sleeve is going. I'm really excited to get the patchwork kind of like really start with it. There are so many tats that I want, and these ones for me especially kind of like represent like feeling like you're just getting by, and then this one of like regrowth, and it's literally a girl in like a root growing. So yeah, big on the self-love tats. And I forgot to say that this one was just like, also this one like represented growth for me. I wanted to do it behind my ear, but then the artist, my old artist, was like, oh, I have to charge you more for that. So anyway, it's smoke, but it's just like the way that it like looks, it just like really reminded me of growth and creativity. So I also sound like I'm making shit up, but I swear I'm not. So anyways, these are my tats. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, let me know down below. I can't wait to do another updated one in like a year where I'm like fucking full head to toe. But I love you guys so much, and I will see you in next week's video. Bye.